Hello everybody, I'm Joey from the Chart Guys. I've been a trader and technical analyst for over 20,000 hours, and I'm here to talk some charts as the market sees some oversold bounce follow through. We know we'll be looking for daily lower highs eventually. What are the signs that those daily lower highs are shaping up? Let's dig into the charts and talk about it. So looking at the S&P 500 futures here, we hit daily oversold conditions, and now we have seen quite a nice bounce here. So we're heading into the daily 12 EMA. We know that's where bears would like to play some defense, but if they're going to play some defense there, they're going to need to compromise the 4-hour chart. So at this point, we were riding 4-hour 12 EMA to the downside. We've got our EMAs crossing to the upside, and as long as bulls are holding 4-hour 12 EMA as support, the daily bounce will remain healthy. So to see a daily lower high shape up, we would need to see a pullback down below these EMAs, and bears would need to confirm a 4-hour downtrend. Anything less, and bulls maintain control of this bounce. Tons of room for a daily lower high. Anything below 52.85 would be one, and bulls pleased here on the S&P 500 futures because they've already created enough room for a daily higher low compared to 49.63. We would likely need to see increasing bear volume to take us down below that support. So it is certainly worth noting that we are in earnings season. We had our first go at it today as far as big names with Tesla, and the reaction is bullish so far out the gate. So we have Meta tomorrow, then Google and Microsoft on Thursday. So, always got to protect ourselves a bit more during earnings season than we do need to otherwise, just because of the anticipated volatility that can come in on what is essentially a coin flip. So before we go into the other names, I want to talk a little bit about how we got here and just this important concept of how the market kind of plays follow the leader across the charts. We saw it going into monthly consolidation with XLV and XBI entering monthly consolidation, then the Dow and the Russell, then XLF, then QQQ, and then SPY. And we've seen a form of the reverse back to the upside here. If we look at the S&P 500, we had 4-hour 12 EMA resistance. If we look at the NASDAQ, we have 4-hour 12 EMA resistance. If we look at the Russell, we had 4-hour 12 EMA resistance. But we got up and over on Friday. If we look at the Dow, we had 4-hour, not quite as clean, but 4-hour 12 EMA resistance. And Thursday, bulls initially pushed up and over. And then it wasn't until Friday until they got up over more confidently. And the Russell and the Dow getting up and over were able to give us a clue to look for ES and NQ to follow. So you will see this follow the leader concept around across sectors, within the crypto space with the alts and Bitcoin. It's a very important concept to use in just the general notion of looking around the rest of the market for clues. So that is nice, and you love to see it. So looking at the NASDAQ here, we know we were weaker on the way down, and as of today, we're seeing a little relative strength on the bounce. So still a bit away from daily 12 EMA resistance, and tech earnings likely to determine, are we going to push up and through or get a daily lower high set? Despite not getting to the daily 12 EMA, at this point, I would say bulls have created enough room for a daily higher low compared to 17,113, and that is due to just the sheer percentage move that we have had at this point and how extended we were from these EMAs. Bulls obviously want to see another leg up to increase that confidence, because each leg up that we see, the more confident that we can be that a daily higher low would form. If we look at XLF, we're very confident that a daily higher low is the most likely scenario because bulls have continued this bounce up. We were talking about how it was showing relative strength on Wednesday by not breaking to new lows, and now bulls have followed through with that as one of our stronger bouncers off of the low. So just going to be watching the daily stair step here. And another note, we are seeing rotation. XLF was strongest off the low, and then today it was one of our weaker sectors, not seeing nearly as much upside, while tech caught a wave after being weaker on the wave down. So we are seeing some rotation. Key support for XLF going to be 40.95. Let's take a little step back here to NQ, and it's going to be the same deal as the S&P 500, where the 4-hour uptrend on this futures chart is going to be the guide for the daily move. So since we were weaker, our EMAs have not crossed bullish, but bulls are hoping to get those cross bullish and then ride the EMAs to the upside for a bit after riding them to the downside. If we see deep 4-hour consolidation, that'll be the first sign that our daily lower high is set. And again, you got the earnings wild card thrown in there. So let's see, let's look at some Russell futures. So one of our stronger bouncers off of the low here, 5.64%. Bulls creating room for a daily higher low, next consolidation. And we're going to rely on our 4-hour uptrend and our 4-hour EMAs. So anything over 1973.9 going to be a 4-hour higher low. That's the low of today. And as long as these EMAs are support, then the daily move remains strong. Same deal across many names at this point. So in RTY, the Russell futures, that's IWM there. So let's see, looking at XLV. So XLV creating enough room for a daily higher low, next round of consolidation compared to 138.21. And this location that we're in right now, whether or not bulls can confirm daily uptrends from here will shift the needle on our probability meter with what we were talking about on Thursday last week. Are we going to get the healthcare sector setting a healthy monthly low, higher low, off of the 12 EMA? Are we going to get IWM setting a healthy monthly higher low off of the 12 EMA? And if that is the case, then SPY and QQQ are likely to be tight monthly bull flags. SPY and QQQ, not even close to the 12 EMA. So broad market bulls want to see the healthcare sector and the small cap ETF set healthy monthly higher lows off the 12 EMA, as opposed to the alternative is we need QQQ and SPY to get down to monthly 12 EMA. If that's the case, then XLV and IWM are likely to lose structure and see unhealthy consolidation. So for overall market structure health, bulls are hoping that these daily oversold backburners that just hit and are now seeing a nice move end up sticking and leading to monthly higher lows. Many steps ahead. Got to get a daily uptrend and got to get a weekly uptrend. So looking at SMH, still kind of weak. We've got a daily bounce underway, but could certainly be a daily bear flag still. Bulls want to see another leg up and get to that daily 12 EMA to be confident in a daily higher low being able to form. And if we look around the semiconductors, it's really just NVDA that has seen a pretty nice bounce off of the low. AMD, relatively weak. LRCX, relatively weak. TSM, better, but still weak in the scheme of things. And MU, kind of in that same category. Decent bounce, but not that great. So semis still have more proving to do. If we look at SMH SPY ratio, we can see we did have relative strength here today, but a lot more proving to be done for semiconductors for us to say, all right, bulls, swing trading bulls are looking for a daily higher low as we scout a monthly higher low. So more proving to be done there. Looking at XBI, daily downtrend, daily 12 EMA resistance, nothing changes unless that is the case. Pretty solid pullback off of daily 12 EMA here. Looking at the VIX, this is what market bulls like to see. Full-on collapse after Friday's gap up, and just watching our daily stair step here as we've got weekly consolidation underway. We know we'll be looking for a weekly higher low, but burden of proof is on VIX bulls and market bears to get that set. So looking at metals, we know we've got our weekly consolidation underway for gold. And speaking of the follow the leader thing, silver entered that weekly consolidation before gold. It was able to give us a bit of a clue that that was shaping up. And on the note of clues, when we talk about what happened on Thursday evening with the geopolitical escalations, and we'll just zoom in on it a little bit here. So Thursday night, geopolitical escalation, big move up. As soon as we gave that move back, we were able to say in the chat room that this is a red flag and increases the odds that weekly consolidation is going to shape up, because it's not just what the charts are doing, it's what the charts aren't doing that we can get clues from. And if you get news that is supposed to show itself as bullish in the chart and it doesn't, then that tells you that, maybe it's time to start looking the other direction. and that ended up following through on gold and silver. That being said, let's go back to gold here. We are currently bouncing from our 4-hour oversold back burner. So from here, if bulls want to see a healthy weekly higher low, or the healthiest weekly higher low set, they need to confirm a 4-hour uptrend from here by holding the low of Tuesday. I guess that's an overnight low. We'll just say holding 2304 and going back up and breaking wherever this 4-hour bounce tops at. Certainly looks like bears trying to put in a 4-hour lower high off the 12 EMA. But if bulls can do that, 4-hour uptrend, that'd be a daily bounce underway, and then we've got to regain a daily uptrend. So it's going to be the same thing on silver here. Decent 4-hour back burner bounce, but got to regain the uptrend if anything is going to stick. And then we're just zooming out. You got to regain it on the daily. So for both of these, consolidation will remain healthy as long as we're holding weekly 12 EMA, which is still a good bit down. But if we want that strongest scenario of our 4-hour oversold back burner marking the weekly higher low, then this needs to be it here. Another point in favor for metals bulls is that we had GDX confirm the daily downtrend to see deeper weekly consolidation and no follow through at this point. Close at high of day. So anytime that you confirm a downtrend without follow through, it tells you to zoom out and look for a bull flag on a larger time frame. So in this case, bulls certainly hoping it's a weekly bull flag, but going back to the daily here, going to need to regain a daily uptrend. We got daily lower high resistance at 34.31. Looking at oil, we got bulls trying to bounce from weekly 12 EMA, not losing track that we are looking for a monthly lower high compared to 95.03, but bulls trying to get a weekly higher low set. More work to be done. Got to regain a daily uptrend. Anything below 85.64 going to be a daily lower high on this bounce. And let's see what else we got. We'll do Bitcoin, then we'll go into some MJ. So Bitcoin continuing its daily bounce as bulls defend weekly 12 EMA, which we know is our bigger picture guide for tight bull control. So just watching this daily stair step, watching this 4-hour uptrend, bears trying to confirm a 4-hour downtrend, send us into some daily consolidation, but bulls will certainly be looking for a daily higher low compared to 59.6K. And with that, we saw a continuation in the miners. Riot continuing its daily stair step up. So hourly uptrend, daily stair step guide on the miners. Bulls certainly looking for daily higher lows. And Mara bulls pleased to see some relative strength today after the abysmal day in a relative sense that they had yesterday. So Mara turning on the jets here a little bit and joining CLSK and Riot in creating room for a daily higher low. Next round of consolidation. So that support down there is going to be 14.18 and hourly uptrend daily stair step. Same gig there. And let's check in on MSOS. So MSOS is looking for a weekly higher low. Anything over 730 would be one, and bulls are struggling. You don't like to see the broad market ripping. You don't like to see Canadian MJ ripping, and you're just chilling. So it's not a great look. We are breaking bear out of this rising wedge, and barring any news, bulls are gonna be hard pressed to continue this move on up. So what would have us feeling better about this is if we can break the high of today tomorrow, because this is a daily bear flag confirmed without follow through at this point. It's not very convincingly lacking follow through. So if we can break the high of today tomorrow, then we can say, all right, this truly has a lack of follow through. And then we can look for like a daily inverse head and shoulders to try to shape up a weekly higher low if bulls can bounce up through these EMAs at this point. But when you look at what Canadian MJ did today, big old green days, and USMJ not getting any of the love. So let's see what these Tesla earnings are doing. Another leg up. So a note on earnings season. When you are earlier into earnings season, correlated moves are going to be stronger with peers because people extrapolate that out. They're like, okay, well, if Tesla's doing good on its earnings, this doesn't quite apply as much with like Tesla across the rest of the tech sector as it does with like Meta, Google, Microsoft, all of that. But earlier on, people extrapolate out, if these earnings were good, then maybe these earnings will be good. But then as you get through earnings seasons and people have already had their earnings, that correlated move ends up being lessened. So Meta tomorrow, Google, Microsoft Thursday, and let's see how far bulls can take this bounce. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll find some video to tag onto the end here. And shameless pump. I'm on Twitter now. If you like stocks and cat pics and nature pics, give me a follow. And that is junglefunk _. So I'll put the link in the video comments. Take care, farewell. Hope everyone is faring well. See you next time.
She didn't want to walk back.
Hey, baby.
So funny.
Harrison.